Hello and welcome back to another episode of Soul and Grace. I'm your host Danielle, and if you hear my kitty in the background, I'm sorry. She is recording with me today, and she currently has the zoomies because she is excited. She is now allowed to be in the girl cave. She literally is just she got the midnight zoomies or something right now. But yeah, welcome back. Hello there. If you're new here, I just want to go ahead and hop into this bonus episode because, yeah, it's been a day. It's the day after the election, and for most of us, we all spent it thinking, what the fuck? What the entire fuck? Are we fucked? Sorry, there's so many F bombs in the beginning of the episode, but hey, y'all gonna have to give me grace for this episode, okay? I'm gonna try to keep the big words to a minimum, but yeah, what the entire hell? USA, USA, USA. Baby, y'all cheering the wrong shit. Y'all are cheering the wrong shit and making the wrong decisions, but quite honestly, and I know somebody is gonna be like, I'm always gonna have like maybe just a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but somebody is probably thinking, I'm gonna be crazy when I say this, but we almost knew that was not gonna happen. Almost, but we had very high hopes. And some stuff, I don't know if y'all believe it or not, but it's kind of just set up but down. On the people end, what the entire hell? How do you go? Or how do you even you take your time? I can't even talk about how early we got our damn ballots, but if for the mail-in ones, but how do you sit there and you read Donald J. Trump and you think perfect option for me and my family and my future. God damn it. He loves us so much. How do you confidently take the time out to do a little scribble? How do you even take the time? Like, how do you find the favor besides like the character? And I'm not saying like I favor that, but you gotta say on what's the show he used to be on? Exactly. Like he's supposed to be on TV or some shit being stupid, giving bad business advice, something. But no. But no. Now he thinks he's gonna be the 47th president. God. I don't want to see nobody clutching a goddamn purse, pearls, side eye, locking a door. Not a damn flinch. Not a damn flinch. There should be not one flinch when anybody walks past any of these white. Excuse me, because it's not just them. And we're going to get into that later in the show. But anybody should be afraid of this man. But instead, y'all are afraid of people because of certain things. Because it is like, this is just a universal thing. I know as anyone that is got some pigment to their skin, they think that, oh, it's just a white thing. No. Sadly, no. The hate is universal, and the thought of somebody being the thief, it can be universal, because a lot of them be thieves, okay? A lot of them. But yeah, anyways, we're just gonna release today. I really hope that if nothing else, you were able to just take a day of rest or not have like such a busy day at work and just really able to just breathe and grieve. And yes, grieve, because that's exactly what everyone is doing. You just got some time to really process it and get over it and kind of accept the loss, even though there are a lot of recounts going on. There are, but I guess they've all had their conversations on congratulating him, which I wouldn't call no damn body. I would not call no damn body. The most he would have gotten from me is a little Instagram post that my assistant put out for me. That's it. That's it. Cause what? Actually, I pulled it up before I started, before I hit record. I just want to be very specific, okay? Very, very specific. Cause I wanted to see the numbers and see like what's going on, what is going on, right? So currently, Kamala, 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 for the people that was messing up her name, she has 226 electoral votes, and Donald Trump somehow has 295. 72 million people voted for Donald Trump. 72 million people. 67 million people voted for Kamala. 67 million. That's not even like super. It's not a tie, it's not close. It's just like an actual gap of a couple of million people. Right? And now I have to worry about those 72 million people walking this everyday life with me and wonder why the like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? 72 million people don't have a goddamn clue. 72 million people don't care about reproductive rights. 72 million people don't care that their beloved president is a terrible felon, predator, convicted felon. I'm trying not to say the R word because I really just want to go there. I really do. And understand at this point, I've already like blocked out. I didn't block these people's names from my stuff, all of that stuff, because at some point in time, it used to just be like I never cared about politics. And actually, I know what in it. It's not that I didn't care, but like I voted. I guess, shit, really thinking about it, I guess my first time really voting, fucking, guess what happened? Trump became president. And I remember sitting in the car and just freaking crying. Crying, because I just was like, how the hell, my first time voting? And I think, who was he against at that point in time? Hillary? Maybe? I don't know. But I remember crying, and then for those 4 years, I used to be like, oh, I'm probably not gonna vote, blah, 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 blah. Well, 2020, I was pregnant, and I remember, oh, excuse me, man, we got our first, I guess our second snow, but like the temperatures were super warm, and now they've dropped, and now got a stuffy nose. So yeah, excuse that. Anyways, but yeah, 2020, I was pregnant. I remember my kid's dad was like, hey, don't you care about his future? You need to vote. Blah 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 blah. So I did. And that was great. But I do remember being like 6 or 7 months pregnant, and like we just stayed up waiting. And it was like, oh, we're gonna run this over into 2 days or something. So that happened. But then this time, quite honestly, I just say there was entirely too much stuff going on in the world to really, really focus and consider these things. And I feel that way just for everyone, because every American is trying to survive for the most part, most of us, because y'all still be in the stores, shit still be sold out. It don't be seeming like nobody have a job no more, because the roads and highways stay packed at all times of day, besides late at night. I just I just don't know what's going on, but quite honestly, I'm really just at lost words, because I'm just even just sitting up here looking at this. I'm looking at this, you know picture of the United States and the red and the blue. And I'm just, again, there was just not enough time. Not enough time. And then we all get excited because 3 months ago we hear, oh, Sleepy Joe is stepping back and Kamala is stepping up. See how I corrected that? Because I want to respect her name, because this woman was overqualified for this damn role. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But yeah, there just wasn't enough time. And while we was at the dance party with Beyonce, she wasn't enough neither. And Beyonce, I got beef with you. Because how dare you drop such a cute video cosplaying one of the baddest of the baddie history, but on the day or on the night before, we're supposed to be represented for our people of color, and you drop a distraction. You could have dropped anything. You could have put Kamala in that damn video. You could have put her in that damn video on a horse. We would have went crazy for her. Kamala on a damn horse for 5 seconds, Beyonce. we could have. But no. Instead, we were distracted. I don't know. I mean, I get it. Everything is about going viral, but in the day and age where it's like we finally got somebody up there that look like us, why are we wasting our time? Even though all of the artists were great artists, why are we wasting our time? And why are we sending these people to represent us as a whole? They could have, and matter of fact, it's not like Megan isn't educated. It's not like Beyonce can pay somebody to coach her to stand up there and talk longer or do anything. Why was that the way we went out? Or maybe it's not the way we went out, because again, I do partly believe like some of this stuff is just already set in stone. Like the rest of it is just a show. It's to participate and let us exercise our rights, our constitutional rights and stuff. But something went right, and I hope they get them recounts together. But anyways, because we don't got no gotta have it this week. Clearly, we're just already hopping into the show, but let's go ahead and get into Soul Search. So as we walk into Soul Search, honestly, it's not gonna be giving soul today. It's definitely gonna be give me a lot of grace. Give me a lot of grace. Because there are some feelings. We all have feelings, right? And I do just want to touch on that briefly, but this is just a time to give grace to everything. First and foremost, yourself. Because you didn't do anything wrong, okay? You didn't do anything wrong. Quite honestly, I don't feel like you did anything wrong, whether you voted or not. It's much better that if you don't have a clue and you don't feel confident in the decision, that you don't vote. Why force yourself to make a decision? Don't do it. I don't even know why there's a back and forth about that, because it's depending on the individual. And quite honestly, I will tell y'all, I am in Colorado, and I probably make up 3 to 4% of this entire state of what people look like me represent. But at the same time, in my area, the numbers of people that didn't vote was like 30 and 40%. And guess what? It's not a lot of Latinos or anything in my area, or it's not just like a lot of white people or just like a lot of black people. There's a mixture of people, but there's also a lot of own money and a lot of farms and like a lot of people with, a couple of acres of land near me. So what I imagine is they have more of like a, what is it, like a, they just don't want to have anything to do with that, you know? I don't know. Like they're free of that. I live in a very democratic state environment. And it, when you talk to people, it very much gives that. And every time I talk to people, I'm shocked because again, mostly it is a lot of my Caucasian peers, but they're very aligned with the right ideas. And I'm not saying that that makes them a good person, but at least they don't be saying stupid shit and they be saying shit that seems like, oh, okay, I'm aware of the people that I share this community, city, and space with. And that's just so much more important than if somebody is fucking racist or not, okay? Every time you have a hard time or conversation or somebody do some shit that makes you uncomfortable does not mean that they are racist. And stop spending so much time focusing on if somebody is racist or not. Do it be who you are. I mean, like, show up as you are, no matter what, right? No matter what. Whether they racist or not don't have shit to do with you besides do what you need to do and keep it moving, okay? Not because you're scary, but because they don't want no problems, okay? And I'm just trying to think, like even one thing I just want to brush over. Like I think we always get so hooked up on like white people don't speak, white people they don't be speaking to each other either. Really, if you pay attention, they really don't. They be having the same manners with each other. It's not a race thing. I don't know. It might just be like a cultural thing. Besides, if it's like for me, from growing up in Texas and mostly being in the South, it's like most people just like to be acknowledged. So that's what I'm used to. But everywhere else, I don't think it's not a race thing. They don't even talk. They don't even acknowledge each other for real in public spaces sometimes. So yeah, ignore that. Ignore that. And ignoring that walks me right into the beginning of this part of the show, right? Again, hopefully today you were able to sit with yourself and kind of just like process a little bit. And if you need to, do that for the rest of the week for sure. Feel the things because there are like other things on the table that are either going to happen or it may not happen, but go ahead and do what you need to feel how you feel because, yeah, Kamala, we should have been, we should have been celebrating. But you know what? It's not even like a past tense thing. You still can celebrate because guess what? We still have rights. We still have rights. You still have rights right now. You still have all of your rights. And some might say, how can you say that? Especially with the reproductive things going on. If we're being honest, Kamala was gonna get in office and we were still gonna be fighting for that shit, okay? There are just things that I think, like, or topics, or there are parts of life that are going on and we're all experiencing them on the same level and we are all waiting for this savior to save us, to make it all stop, to make rent go down, to make groceries go down, to make baby fathers or fathers pay child support, to, and like all of these things are real, but they're so surface level and not Trump, Biden, or like no one, not the president's fault. It's just not. So really, we just need to redirect the blame, get the damn information, and become aware, and then be proactive. Figure out what we can do and how we can come together. Because regardless, they're gonna keep winning if people just don't come together on the same message. Because I'm not saying, I mean, shit. Look at the little protest. It wasn't a little protest. People died. And Trump said, "Oh, it's not my fault. I didn't have anything to do with it." Yeah, whatever. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Your influence did enough. But while we could have that response, we're not going to have that response, but there are other ways that we can respond. That's what we need to be worried about. Shit, all of these lawyers, everybody, all of these social media spies, the way y'all be looking into people lives in every detail. Y'all need to get on it and helping send this man to prison. He got an open case. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. But who knows what they got going on. Y'all know how the United States like to come with the theatrics. So let's just, again, Kamala, we was rooting for you, girl. We was ready to see that silk press, to have... Look, I remember how my great-grandma had her car, everything Obama used to send her. Pictures, what the White House would send her, but it was from Obama. It was from Barack. I was about to have Kamala up in my kitchen, okay? She was. Right between the Tony Chachere's and the goddamn curry seasoning. She was gonna be there. But regardless, we just can't really... We can't get sucked into, all of this fear-mongering shit. Disconnect. This is the perfect time to disconnect. I always preach about that. I've been preaching about that since I started this show. Disconnecting, or if you can't disconnect, mute and block the conversation. Tailor your timelines to things that you want to see and be about, places you want to see or be, all positive things, because you do not have to focus on those things. That entire world will run. That entire world will run without you. It will. It will. It will. And then if you're really worried, be proactive on a surface level. Get familiar with your state. What is it? State senators and representatives and all of that stuff. Your county representatives and all of that stuff, because that's more real. That's shit that you can see change every year or on whatever shit weekly. If you got a pothole to fill, if you want to be proactive, go that route. But as far as the White House in Washington, I don't even know if y'all have noticed in the last few years, it hasn't been open for real. They've been on vacation for I don't know how long. So yeah, it's time to get out the White House business. Quite honestly, I did earlier. I really did. Because I'm just done. I was going to be in it a little bit. Honestly, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. Again, I can do what I can right here, right now. And they aren't really doing anything for me right here, right now. Let's see how much shit Trump does. Or let's just see how it all plays out. Get your popcorn, okay? Get your popcorn. Let's watch. Let's tune in. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and move into Queen and just talk about focusing on our damn selves, because that's what we can control. Now, as we close out the show, y'all know we're going to close out with some optimism and positivity. Now, one thing this clip I saw of Kamala at her speech earlier, I just saw a clip. Maybe I'll go watch it before I go to sleep. She has a really nice voice, a very nice voice. So I would just listen to it, and maybe just for closure, right? But she was saying, you have the power, telling us we have the power, telling us to fight. It's probably going to take a little bit longer. And that's my point in the show. Hey, yeah, we can cry about this now, or we can start trying to catch up, because everybody else is already in 2030. It's time to lock in and really, I don't want to say unleash, but like, just start figuring out you. Start figuring out what you want and what life you, maybe so, maybe more so, I'm just trying to be very careful with my words because, quite honestly, it's just like, while we can, let's just fucking celebrate. I want to say that, but I don't mean in the sense of like, you need to party, you need to turn up, you need to do all of that stuff because you're just getting more depressed and more anxious drinking about the shit. Start making some decisions so you start feeling like you are in control of your life and not like these people are in control of your life. I really just think like we just think people are in control of our life because the money, the this, the that, the whatever, but you are in control and we really do have the power. You have the power of what life, of the at least the environment that you provide for yourself, in a way. Maybe not in the physical, maybe not because your parents don't have it or whatever, but I'm just trying to be so careful with my words because, yeah, I have mentioned before, sometimes maybe it just sounds too optimistic, but for real, you do have the power. We have the ability and we do have the rights to demand and ask and go through all the proper steps to get what we need, what should already be given to us, like how life should already be for us. Sadly, we are asking for it, but y'all know what I found. I'm sure everybody has seen this already, but just to lay out like timeline of how long women have had the rights and things like that. In 1900, women gained property and wage rights. In 1910, women could wear pants. Who the fuck was telling us we couldn't wear pants? That's crazy. I know, like I knew a little bit about the history of that, but to understand, like, I probably could have been put in jail because I wanted to wear some damn pants. God. 1920, white women could vote. What's crazy? White women having the right to vote before any other woman. Which I wonder, when could Asian women vote? Or was that a thing? I don't know. I should look that up. But what made them so special that they could vote? If they really couldn't work or anything then, like, what made them, what made anyways, 1963, women gained equal pay rights. That shit's still questionable as fuck. 1965, Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement, all of that stuff going on. 69, women were allowed to initiate divorce from their husbands. So not they were forcing us to be in fucked up situations. Excuse me, that's my last F-bomb. 1972, women could get birth control without a man. And birth control has, for some women, is not an issue, but here we are years later, and now they're starting to come out with all of these different lawsuits and for fucking up women reproductive systems, thinking that they had a fit. And you shouldn't try to play Mother Nature, but anyways. 1974, women could buy a home without a man. 1988, women could own their own business without a man. 88, I was born in 95. That's not that far apart. That's insane. 1994, women gained legal protection against domestic abuse. So in 69, so 30 years earlier, I couldn't, 30 to 40 years earlier than that, I couldn't divorce my husband for being abusive to me. And now, you're telling me now I can finally get protection against abuse? Insane. Absolutely insane. I want to look into some more stuff about this because I want to know what was going on with everybody else rights. Shit, I might compare some other countries to this because yeah, what's going on? And I do understand like in certain areas of the world women don't still have certain rights, right? So yeah, your existence is not to be, that is not nothing to be sad about. There's nothing to be sad about. Yes, we saw her as a very qualified, perfect candidate for us, for the perfect person that we would love to call a president, but it just didn't work out this time. But there's no better time to be a woman, quite honestly, while you still have it. I mean, or your rights. Pour into yourself and what you seek and what you desire. Because if you don't, yeah, you're going to be feeling like, what the fuck do I have? What am I going to do? How do I ever survive without Kamala as my president? Oh no. No, you'll be fine. It's gonna be alright. You have greatness within you. How you choose to unlock that greatness is on you. It's on every single last one of us. Okay? What's your why? Kamala was never gonna come to save us. Just in case you wanted me to just say that. Clear the air for you. She was never coming to save us. And matter of fact, I think we need to just, as a whole, we got this savior complex, right? Even for Jesus. Like, I know Jesus is damn tired because if you love Jesus, do you really think that he wants you to keep using him coming to save us as a blanket to your life? Because I don't even think he used his life like that. Or use God as a blanket, you know? Like, do you think he really wants you to keep waiting on him to be saved? Because me, personally, hell no. I think he fucks with us. Sorry. I think that he loves us very much. Very, very much. But he also wants you to do something. Not just keep crying and begging for him to help. And you have not put in any motion. She was never gonna save us. Yes, she is a woman, and we had those things in common with her, but she was gonna get in the office and still be fighting for the same rights as us, and the same shit that we're fighting for. Like I said, if you do want to make a change, you want to hear more, you want to do more, get into the protest, get into the conversation. Go to some of these events. Like, there are a lot of events. I never thought about sharing all of that type of stuff, but child, maybe I'm gonna have to start. There are things going on or information available so you can actually participate and make your mark, fight for the cause. And you can do that. Kamala might not have that much time to do that, but you can. And maybe you don't have that much time, but there are ways, and there are places and things you can donate. There are all types of things. So if anyone ever have questions about that, just email me. I'm happy to provide that. But let's educate ourselves. Let's educate ourselves for the future if we want real involvement and real change, you know, and just try not to take these things personal. I understand it. I do understand it. Just there's really no explanation. I do understand it or no but about it, but simply like either you're about it or you're not. Simple as that. It's up to you. Like, It's really just up to you. It is up to you. This is just simply a moment in time, and we don't have to hold on to it. Really, it's over. Again, all of that industry world, all of that stuff is gonna run without us. Hopefully the proper checks and balances and shit check out. Hopefully they check out this time. Hopefully so. This is not the end. This is not the end for my people, my LGBTQ, and then some. My LGBTQ and in infinity and beyond, all of y'all under there, women mostly. Like, this is not the end. So take your time. Take the rest of the week if you need to. Find your peace, grieve, watch some Kamala to cheer yourself up, because she got a bunch of clips out there. Block Trump, block everybody associated with him. JD Vance, I don't know what's going on with you, but you're blocked too, baby. So I don't even care. Yeah, block that shit out your life. Filter it. Find your peace this week. Find your sanity. Be your own sanity. But stop and redirect the blame, redirect the sadness. Turn that shit into some movement. And let's just move forward. Let's move forward with our lives. Let's do everything that we can to ensure that if a right is taken away, I enjoyed the fuck out of the rest of the life that I did have before y'all messed it all up. Alright, I'm out of here. Before I say anything else that starts with the F-bomb, thanks for listening to Soul and Grace. If you want the change, be the damn change. Be sad today, tomorrow, the rest of the week, but be the change, okay? Thanks for tuning in to Soul and Grace. I'll see you next week.